Dun, 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 dun. What's going on today? Why must it be this way? Get live on. Do, 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 do. What's up, Tony? What's up, Michael? How you guys doing tonight? Do, 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 do. Excuse me. Jeez, Pete. Wow, I can limit the chat to only people who are subscribed. What's up, Cody? How are you? I'm good, Michael. Thanks for asking. What's up, Jesse? How are you? Farming Simulator 25. It's back to Astragon Lon. Well, I'm not even going to try to butcher that. Farming Sim 25. No, it's not altered content. Sav. Yas. Conservative. Sav. What's up, Cody? How are you, sir? Did I already say that? Good, good. Just got doing a little firming myself. Nice. What were you firming, sir? I'm pretty good, Jesse. Thanks for asking. Alright, I think that's all. So, bring that up. Bring this up. Gotta bring this up because the overlay is not working. Oh, I kind of have to join Discord first. Duh. Now does it show up? It does. Alright. Westbridge Hills. Oh, old school farming. Thank you, Jesse. Oh, you said you were. Never mind. Never mind. 60. There we go. Alright, let's get some soybeans. Harvested. Yeah, boy. MS25 Westbridge Hills. That game, that map's still, that map's still making the rounds. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the map from Farm Sim 2013, right? Right? The 17 had wasn't it like Gold Crest or something? I hated the 13 map. Or 15 map, whatever. Westbridge Hills. I hate that. That was like their first attempt to do an American map. I hated it. Absolutely. That's probably why I can't remember where it's from, because I couldn't stand that map. I still think my favorite one that they've done is the 17 map. The one that the one I've been using. There's an edit of it called Willow River. That's a really good map. We had Bornholm and Westbridge. Sounds about right. I just never did like that map. I don't know. It was like their first attempt to an American map, and they made it seem like America was just BFE in the middle of nowhere. So I don't know. That's what I got from it. 17, I think it's Goldcrest, where they had like the downtown and everything. That was like that was my favorite. Hated 19. I wasn't a huge fan of 19. What was 22's default map? '22 wasn't bad. I did enjoy 22's as well. I don't think it was as good as 17. This one's not bad either. If I rank it, I'd go 17, 25, 22, 15, and the 19. I think 19 is my least favorite of them. I like our current American map, but I'm waiting for someone to get some decent American maps rolling. Yeah, 100%. The overall mod, it's because a lot of modders, or the modders I enjoy the most, are sticking with 22. But man, it is slow rolling so far. Yeesh. That save spike there. It is slow rolling on 25 so far. Slow rolling. I mean, we have gotten a couple of modded maps, but nothing on like WoW. And I understand why, because they were saying, someone said they had to take every single custom building they had to take it out and put it back through Blender to re-import it. Which that takes time, and it's kind of mentally draining as well. I know when I have to take something, like when I'm working on fire trucks for 17, when I have to take something and put it back in Blender, it is my least favorite part of it. I just hate working with Blender, period. I did not set this to live chat, sorry. That's top chat. There we go. Still shocked the Michigan map hasn't made its way into 25 yet. That one is always one of the first ones to come out. Ever since, was it 17 when it first came out? What's up, Chad? How are you doing, man? It's been in every single one. It might have been 15 when it first came out. That Michigan map has literally been in like every version, and it's always one of the first ones to come out. I'm shocked we have. That's a decent starter map. I don't hate it. Most time it's people, they just take the building. I mean, it's a flat map. They just import the fields and just move around buildings that are in the default map, and it's how it usually comes. Then usually later on they come out with different versions with modified buildings and all that, but oh, excuse me, pardon me. Here I'm trying to see what's going on with Flight Flux, and I missed a row. Like right as I was starting the stream, the fire alarm went off. Traffic accident. So how was everybody's weeks? Anything interesting happening? I already know PJ's got his tractor, his lawn mower. Oh, we're going uphill. Long, giggity. Was it also a hard week? Giggity. Oh, speaking of the devil.
It was.
Oh, it totally was. Skirt. Skirt, skirt. Other than having a new skid steer to learn how to run now? Is it new or new to you? Because I know how you like to be. You like to get that busted stuff and make it run again. Do you are? Maybe it's 20 something. Oh. How much does that set you back? That's not terrible, right? But then again, I guess it's how it was used over those 7 to 8 years. Oh, I am not gonna make it back. I'm not gonna make it. 4% left. Son of a... Nope. There it went. I like the ones where one joystick runs your drive and the other bucket. Isn't that how most of them are? I'll confess, I haven't been in a ton of skid steers, but the ones I have had 2 joysticks you worked with. When I say 10, I think I've only been in like 2 or 3 that I remember. Truck fool. Not sure. My uncle made the choice and looked at it. I only know it was delivered today. Nice. So you get to, he bought it, you get to figure out how to work it. I could really go for a mini excavator or a mini backhoe right now. I can tell you that much. Just something to dig up a septic tank where I don't have to do it with a shovel. I'm already tired of this shit. I'm tired too, Grandpa. This house on the near rent, yeah, I looked into that. The nearest one to us, the nearest place to rent one doesn't give prices out, so that leaves Milford and Dover. And Dover, the closest, it's Home Depot has a mini backhoe, which is like $300 a day. I think it was, and then Milford has a mini backhoe for $242 a day. Oh, I don't know why I'm going here. Owie! Don't want a size backhoe and an excavator, or full size. Well, it wouldn't. Those are more expensive. That's why I said I could go for a mini excavator or a backhoe, just something to dig up the septic tank. Mini excavators are fun as hell. When Buddy's dad was, he has on the mini excavator, learning to run excavators. I sat there and played on that thing because it was like a toy. Let's be honest, it was like a toy. I sat there for hours. They were a blast to run. But my dad's septic tank is full, and they need to have it pumped. So there's no riser on it, so we have to dig it up, find the damn lid, and there's so many damn tree roots. It's annoying, and not even like small tree. I'm talking about like thick ass, like full on branch size tree root. We got they were supposed to put a bobcat in Felton, like right down the road from where Dad lives, and then I guess that fell through. It was the sign was up there for a couple of years, which said coming soon. They finally took it down. It was going to actually be right next to the place that doesn't give pricing on the internet. You gotta call and ask. And the only other place we have, what it's called, I think it's Sunbelt, I think is what it's called, rentals. Those are the ones that were $242. And then the other one is, the next closest one that I saw was Home Depot. They do rentals. I think Sunbelt's got a location.
What does Home Depot
rent? They rent many backhoes. I didn't know they did that, but I looked it up and it said they did.
Just don't want to talk to me in the Discord. I get it.
Yeah, do you not hear me?
No, now I do.
Okay. All right. I was like, what?
It's like waiting for the answer. It's like, oh, damn. Okay. Home Depot rents mini excavators?
Mini backhoes, at least. I don't know about excavators. But let's see.
Isn't it mini backhoe? Isn't that
Tool
the same
rental,
thing?
truck rental, large equipment rental. A mini backhoe is like you can put it on the back of like a medium-sized lawn tractor. Excavator is like basically just a mini excavator. They do mini excavators, boom lifts, skid steers, scissor lifts, trailers, telehandlers, chippers and stump grinders, mini skid steers, tractor loader, backhoes, trenchers, forklifts, concrete buggies, and mowers.
Are they just are they renting out the entire tractor with the backhoe thing, or is it just the attachment?
No, the entire tractor.
Damn. Man, that's what I wanted to get. It would be absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, Kubota 1-ton mini excavator rental. I feel like with those ones, it's like between this and then they have like, you know, like the stander mowers.
Yeah, like the walkers.
Like the, yeah, I think they're just called like standing mowers. It looks like that, but it has like a, well, like a bucket on the front. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, apparently my Discord's not working when I'm in game.
Hello? Oh.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not anytime I'm in game. Like, hey, let me restart my Discord, see what happens.
Okay, see you later.
Okay, apparently I have to launch it and...
They have like streamer mode enabled or something stupid like that.
No, because I have, like, it made me launch Steam in admin mode, so I guess it automatically launched Farm Sim in admin mode. Now, in order for Discord to work over top Farm Sim, I have to launch Discord in admin mode, so I'll be back. Alright, it works, alright.
There we go. Yeah, Cody's right. The dingo. It's like between that and the same thing as like the mini excavator, like the 1-ton mini excavator. It's like, it's literally the equivalent of just like, you just don't want to shovel yourself. But like the buckets are like the size of shovels. That's all it's capable of handling. So it's literally if you just don't want to shovel something.
That's exactly what I want. I don't want to shovel something.
Yeah, but especially with like the dingo ones, like you can't really like dig with those. It's got like a scoop bucket, and so you're limited to like the angle, because like the arms can't go below the skid.
Oh yeah, no,
so all you do is like angle the bucket down and do, so you can't really like dig with it. So that's kind of dumb. And then like the 1-ton, like I'm just looking at the Kubota 1-ton mini excavator. And the bucket size is just like maybe like 2 shovelfuls. It's like, I get it, but if you want to rent that thing for the whole day, it's $350.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd rather just shovel.
Yeah, but there's a ton of tree roots in there. That's what's holding up the process. And that would just yank them out.
Then you get a chainsaw.
I don't think you realize how many freaking tree roots are in there. There is...
I don't think you understand what you can do with a chainsaw.
I understand this, but I would be there all day with a chainsaw. Like, I'd 2 scoops of dirt out, and then I have to go to the chainsaw, get another scoop out, go back in with the chainsaw. That's how many there is throughout this whole thing. It's
coming
terrible.
from someone that I have, like, in the double digits, high double digits, the number of, like, graves that I've dug. And, like, listen, you gotta deal with roots. No matter what. And that's with, like, a regular backhoe. Like, sometimes you even get stuck on those. And you just gotta get in there with, like, the pruners. And you just gotta clip them out. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, but we're talking about roots
What's
that
it?
are so thick
$350.
that you can't clip them with pruners. That's the problem.
Right. Then you get your chainsaw. So you get your clippers, your chainsaw, and your shovel, and you can take care of it. $350 to rent that thing for one day. Mm-mm. Plus, you probably got to pay for like delivery.
Why would I got a pickup truck and a
You're
trailer?
gonna load that? No, all right. If you got a trailer, that's fine. I was gonna say you're not gonna load that in the back of your pickup truck.
Yeah, no, not in the back. I got F-250 and a trailer and all that. You know, real man's truck.
Yeah. We were talking about getting a trailer, but that's the line in the sand. Apparently, if you keep a small trailer this size to put like a little tractor on, and you keep that in your backyard, it then becomes trashy. Having a trailer in your yard.
That's trashy?
Apparently.
Damn, I grew up trashy.
Same. Like, I can't.
What's
Like,
up,
we
redneck
always
pubic area?
had. We always had some kind of pull behind something in our backyard, ranging from like the pop-up camper to a boat to we had a boat and a trailer, like a landscape trailer, small one. There's always been one, if not two, trailers in my yard, to the point where like our fence on the side of the house was like had a little like metal thing in the ground, and if you like lifted that up, you could swing the entirety of that fence open. So it ended up being like 30 feet of just like a bifold fence. 'Cause my dad just like cut a hole in the fence and just put them all on hinges. So it like always had something in the backyard.
Yep.
Apparently, getting like a little, like the smallest, like a 6x8 or 5x8 trailer.
I'm pretty good redneck.
Like,
Thanks
no.
for asking, sir.
Apparently not. Can't do that.
Oh, she can't watch you mow the grass on the trailer.
It's true.
No, you just be like, but what if I have to...
You mean mow the dirt?
Yeah. Joe Dierte.
That's what we need to get. I'm just gonna buy it. What kind of trailer do you get?
For what?
For my mower. I think you want one with like a dump body on it, right? Like a dump bed.
For a mower?
Yeah, lawn tractor.
Oh, are you talking about actual? I thought you were talking about a game. I was like, why are you?
No, I was. No. Sorry. I jumped around to like 3 different things. Originally I was talking about trailers, like a landscape trailer to put the mower on. But then that got me thinking, like, oh, I was talking about the other day, like the stupid project that we did of like raking up all the dead grass and stuff, and, like filling up landscape with like brush bags and stuff. I was like, this would have been way easier if we had the just like a trailer on the back of the lawnmower.
I mean, that's got one that has like the where the sides can slide out, so you can essentially use it as a flatbed. But it's also got like a dump feature on it. He loves the hell out of that thing.
Yeah, like my neighbor to my right, I actually thought something happened to him because he has like a 1994 like Craftsman, back when Craftsman, like the color was green. With the forest green. He has a ride-on mower, a Craftsman one. The thing's really nice. But then he's just got like a trailer that looks like he made it himself on it. And it's got like flip-down sides, but it's like a wooden box, essentially. But I haven't been able to see like what kind of hitch I have. I guess I can just leave that up.
You've had your tractor for 2 days and you haven't looked at it yet?
To be honest, no. No. So I got the bagger for it, and there was like a sale if you like bundled it together. And I figured I'd need it for the fall anyways, like collecting leaves. So I was like, yeah, I'll just get all of them. I didn't know that they were going to install the bagger ahead of time. So when it showed up, I was like, oh, come on. Because I got the instruction manuals for like the entire bagging system. So there's like the things on the back that collect the clippings, and then like the tube on the side. And to like install the tube, you have to like, there's a blade that's designed specifically to like push the stuff up the chute and kind of creates like a vacuum. And it has a separate pulley on it and stuff. So I have to like essentially like take apart the mowing deck to uninstall this thing. And where the grass clippings go in the back, there's a whole like steel frame thing that gets inserted into the back of the mower to support that. It's like a 2 foot by 18 inch, like essentially like block of steel that gets mounted on there. And so like I have to take that off too, and so whatever hitch that is behind that, so I haven't seen it. But outside of them like delivering it, and then like when my wife came home from work that day, like took it out, showed her how to use it, and then I did like one line of mowing just to make sure that everything worked. Outside of that, it's just sat in my garage. I haven't had time for it to like, check it out.
Mark is pacing right now. He's like, what's going on with this guy? He mows one line, strip out of his yard, and that's it? What a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, right? But now I'm like embarrassed to mow because the one strip that I did in the backyard, I backed the tractor back into the garage, and it looked like the thing had been out like all day long. It was just like the entire thing just covered in dirt because it was just so, the grass, everything was just so dry, so it was really dusty, like dirty, so all the dirt was flying up in the air. and got all over the thing. And I'm like, well, okay, well, now I don't want to mow anything because I'm just going to create something where someone on the Facebook group for the town's going to be like, do you see that giant dust cloud that's like rolling through town? What was that?
Just my neighbor, the jackass that was mowing.
Yeah. He's mowing his dirt. He bought a brand new tractor.
I just watched my
Doesn't have a yard.
BMW, and now it's, I gotta go wash it again.
It's Mercedes. It's his Mercedes.
Close enough.
Yeah, nothing like a late 90s Mercedes. Toro Grandstand. Toro Multiforce. Okay.
Are those
I was
trailers?
trying to keep. I think so. I don't know. I was trying to keep it in the John Deere family so I can justify John Deere hat I bought.
Did you really buy a John Deere hat just to wear?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No. I'm going to. And trust me, the purchase of because I have to get a chainsaw to like clear out a bunch of this shit in the back. And like rest assured that's gonna be a steel chainsaw. So that purchase will come with a hat. 1000%. I've always wanted one. But I could never do that because I never owned anything. Before I've just felt like a fraud.
Oh yeah.
Stand on gas. What the frag? Oh, that's nice. Oh, imagine that thing with a 60-inch deck. Woo! Oh, I bet that's nice.
This guy.
It's not trash, all right? They're actually pretty good. And I will say that, like, I do like Husqvarna chainsaws too. Okay, just those are fine. I just got privy to the steel chainsaws because that's what I grew up using, and I never had a problem with them. The Husqvarna that we had was super old, and there was only one of them, and there was just one guy that liked to use it. No one else would touch it. I didn't have a problem with it. But Tony, I did. I actually went to the hardware store with the intention of getting a steel backpack blower. Because I personally like Red Max. That's like my ultimate favorite backpack blower. So I was like, all right, well, I've also used a steel, so I'll just get that. And I went to the hardware store, and I was talking to the guy about it. And I was like, yeah, my dad has an Echo. And I was like, it's okay. It wasn't powerful enough to get the job done for what I needed. And I was like, I like Red Max. And he's like, oh, well, he said Echo bought Red Max. And I was like, oh, no kidding. So if that's the case, like whatever technology that made, in my opinion, Red Max the best leaf blower out there, then Echo's using that too. So I just switched on the fly and just got the Echo one instead of the still. And then I assembled the thing and proceeded to have the yeah, I hit the gas, and the entire chute flew off the side of the backpack blower, like right out of my hand. I was all cocky about it too. Like I got it all set up, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. Fired it up, and like first pull, got it to start. And so I walked over to where my wife was, and I was just gonna like, hit her with some backpack blower air. And so I'd like cranked it, and it just goes yeet, like right out of my hand. Thing flew off.
The story's so much better knowing that there's witnesses to this.
Yeah. Yep. And I was too excited. It was like literally like Christmas. So I didn't like, with those things, it's like 3 different plastic pieces, and then you got to put on like the little metal clamp things around it and like tighten those down. I put them on, but I forgot to tighten them because I was just like wanting to get it going. And with the plastic pieces that interlock, you push them in and then you twist to lock it. And I didn't twist them. I just like slapped the throttle on there, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And just went, wah. Thing went like, probably like 20 feet. I was like still was because I didn't tighten the throttle thing around it either. I was like still holding on to the throttle.
Yeah, you're right up Tony's. This is the most talkative he's been all like ever since we've known him. He's got more more chats in the last 5 minutes than the entire year combined.
Hey, well now I can actually like, remotely discuss outdoor power tools. And I don't have to be like, well, when I worked at the DPW back in my day. And because I'm actively like shopping for all of this stuff. But the issue, like one of the problems with living out here is, like, yeah, there's farmlands and stuff, but it's not like farming. So we don't get like a bunch of like a lot of the brands. Then we don't get as many options. So like outside of the ones that you can get at like Home Depot or Lowe's, like you're really limited in what you can get. So like around here, the Lowe's and Home Depot don't carry like Echo or Still. They've got all their partnerships with like Ego and what Lowe's has Craftsman. And Home Depot's got their own thing. And then you get like a couple main players, but you don't get anything. So you have to go to like the small like local hardware stores that carry stuff, but then you pay a premium for all that because it's the mom and pop places. But you just don't get the brands, and if you get the brands, you don't get like all the good models of stuff that you want. Which I personally find surprising because like around here, like both commercial and residential like landscape companies are a dime a dozen. Yeah, like I'd say like probably in my town alone, not like I'm not talking about like major like commercial landscape companies, talking about like maybe some guy that like runs the business out of his house or has a small shop. Probably like 2 trucks, maybe like 3 or 4 employees. The number of those that exist around here, there's probably like 30 or 40 in this town. If I had to guess, maybe it's like 10,000, 12,000 people.
Yeah, all of our like local chain hardware stores are out of business, except for like Felton. I think Felton's
It's like
still
that's just
hanging
an
on.
obscene number of landscape companies. So you'd think that they would have like all of the options, and there's no place. I went to the place to get my mower, and the selection was just kind of like, okay, like what would happen if I wanted this model?
They'd order it for you.
Right. And so, well, what happens if I just wanted to try it out? And like, well, when you get into the commercial stuff, like we kind of assume that you're gonna know what you want. And it's like, well, in order to know what I want, I have to test drive it. Like, think about how many like zero-turn mowers there are. Like deck size, company, all that stuff. There's tons of them. I'll tell you right now, the John Deere dealership that I went to only had one on display. And that was a John Deere dealership.
Do they actively like have more than one model for sale?
Yeah. Yep. So like what they did with me is like they didn't have the 330 in stock. They had just come in that day, so they were still on the truck in the boxes. But they had an X350. And they're like, oh yeah, it's the exact same thing, except like, you know, it like this one has the option for a 48-inch deck instead of a 42-inch deck. And I was like, cool. That makes sense. So I bought it based on test driving that. But what they didn't say is that, and shame on me for not reading about every little single effing detail between 2 models, when I wasn't going between the 330 and the 350. I was going between like a whole different series and this one. But one of the big differences between the different series and the one that I got was, in order to keep the PTO engaged while you were in reverse, you had to push down a button before you hit reverse to keep the PTO engaged. And once you start backing up, you can let off of it. Otherwise, if you just throw it into reverse, it kills the PTO. And I'm just like, that's so dumb. Like, you want the blades going constantly. And the 350, you didn't have to worry about that. So I was like, and he said that the 330 was the same. So I was like, okay, yeah. And I show up, or it shows up, and yeah, sure enough, it has that stupid button on it. And I have to hit that anytime I want to go backwards.
Tony's old school. He goes with the push mower.
I do have one here as a backup, and at this rate, I feel like it makes more sense. I can just like fire it up, do like the 2-foot patch of grass, then kill it, and then go over to like the next patch of grass and fire it up again.
Jeez.
Nothing wrong with the push mower. I just like the I just like having a deck that stick. This is gonna sound weird. I don't know. I just like the deck to stick out like further than the wheels, so you can like better align your. Like if you pick a spot on the mower where you on the deck where you know the blade ends, it's much easier for you to line up and like make straight lines and not miss something. If the mower deck sticks out further than the wheels. And so for walk behind mowers, it's always an issue for me. Oh, seriously, how did I do that again? Alright, I'll let you fix that.
What am I fixing?
I knocked the header off the trailer again. I literally drove like 5 feet and it fell off.
Yeah, you just left it in a power pole in the middle of the road. Or else I had to pull over here and park it over here.
Yeah, that sounds about right. What's that? What is... Oh, long grain rice. No, I guess I'll harvest that. Why not? Long grain rice. Oh, that's not the harvester. Yeah.
Oh, so I got back from my dad's the other day, and when I went back into a parking spot, I look up and see the neighbors, like the ones that live right next to us. They were like hovering around, talking like across the way from us, and the woman was out. The woman that lived in the upstairs one-bedroom apartment, she was out there saying something to them, and they were looking all confused. So like I got out and when I saw the downstairs the old guy that lives downstairs come out, I got out and walked over to him. I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "She thinks there's a squirrel on her wall or something." I don't know. Everybody's investigating to find out what the hell this is, and nobody hears it. So she goes back inside. This woman, I tell you, she could have beat Usain Bolt in a foot race. I hear it again. I hear it again. I hear it again. Running down the stairs, out the door. Come to find out, somehow the vent for her exhaust popped off and a bird flew up in there. So she was hearing a bird crawling in the ventilation.
All right. I mean, more common than you think. Like, I got one for you. We have carpenter bees.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you this yesterday?
No.
Okay. So we have carpenter bees, and they... we knew this during the inspection because coming down from the gutters on the fascia, which is like... I actually still don't really know what a fascia is, like how to describe it. But, like, it's a thing.
I don't know exactly what it is, but I played enough renovation games that I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's like between like the gutter and like the roof.
Yeah.
Kind of. Where it's just like that flat board. It's like a 1x10 or like something like that hangs down. That's like off of your roof. from the fascia there was like brown like drips going down, and this is during the home inspection in like September. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you have carpenter bees, so you're gonna need to get that taken care of." And I was just like, "Okay, carpenter bees like in the gutters and stuff. That's kind of weird. Like, whatever. We'll see what that looks like." And now it's happening, and I'm like, "What the hell?" So essentially, any gunk that's like built up in the gutters at all, they use as these carpenter bees use as nests. And they also like chew the fascia and stuff, but they're nesting in the gutters. And the problem with that, well, there's a bunch of problems, but the biggest problem is they constantly have a big bay window in the front, and they spend all day like literally slamming into this window. They slam into all the windows around the house, and it's not just like a little like tap on the window, it's like full force. It sounds like someone's knocking on the window, like a single knock on the window. And it happens. I was trying to work today. I had a bunch of meetings, and I was like trying to take them from my living room, and I had to move down here because it was just like every 2 seconds it was just like just the kamikaze style into the windows. You know, if like someone throws a snowball at your window, it's like the sound that makes. And it's just these bees, because they're not small bees. Carpenter bees are like 2 inches, well, like 1.5 inches long, and like thick. They're almost like, I thought they were bumblebees, but no, they're not. And so they nest in the gutters. So they spend all their time, and I guess it has something to do with, like they can see the reflection, so they see it as a threat. So they're just like constantly attacking the windows. And I was just like, this is kind of like one of the more ridiculous infestations I've ever heard of. And like, they're not out to hurt you. Like, I've walked in and out the front door for the past 2 weeks, and they just leave you alone. They don't care. They're just doing their own thing. But it's just kind of annoying. Like, I don't even care. I wouldn't care if they made like nests in the gutters. What do I care about that? As long as they don't block them.
Yeah, but they chew
like,
through wood, so...
Yeah, I know.
That's,
right?
That's the bigger issue.
Listen, my first thing, I have a soft spot for bees, despite being like absolutely ravaged by bees on multiple occasions. Like, I still just have a soft spot for them. So I was actually looking to find local beekeepers to see if they would take carpenter bees and like rehome them. And the answer to that's no. They will not do that. So I have to get an exterminator to get rid of the bees. Apparently, the people that delivered our furniture yesterday, the younger kid was allergic to bees, so he was terrified to bring the furniture in through like the back sliding door. And it's like, yeah, that's fair. Like, my dad's allergic to bees, and like deathly allergic to bees. And think about this. Like, if you were deathly allergic to bees, would you carry like an EpiPen with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad doesn't. He's just like, whatever. So I have to, he's coming over tomorrow. And he hasn't been over since the bees started going at it. So I had to like let him know. Like, hey, just so you know, like, we're gonna be assaulted by bees all day long. He's like, whatever.
Ah, fuck it. We'll deal with it.
Yeah. But yeah, that has to be like that. Between that and the woodpeckers, like, I don't know. I'll take, and I guess why I don't care as much is because like having like silverfish infestation at like not the last place, but the place before. Like those things are the scariest. Oh my god! Like I have PTSD from the infestation of those things. So like bees, woodpeckers, bring it on. I don't care. Like if I get stung by a bee, no big deal.
You rather deal with bees than silverfish.
Yeah, 1,000%. 10,000, million percent. Yeah, no brainer. I'd rather try to catch a bee barehanded than deal with silverfish again.
That's one of the benefits of the move. I've only seen one since we moved. Silverfish. We used to see them all the time crawling around and sealing.
Oh, I hate them so much. Ugh, God. Yeah, no, I'll take bees.
That and our original apartment before we got moved to the temporary one and moved over here, we had a gap above between like where the on the back unit where the roof started and the door between there was a gap there that every year it got hornet, and we kept telling them about it. We're like, hey, you know, hornets come there every single year. They nest there, so we can't go out back because constantly hornets. Can you like do something like fill it in, do something? They never did. So every year it's just mad hornets all summer long out back. So that's the benefit we don't have to deal with here.
Yeah, I'll take hornets. That's easy. Yeah, I used to take care of hornets' nest like old-fashioned way. Get up on a ladder in the attic. That like the shop at the park, which just also had the bathrooms, so it wasn't like if we're up to like the guy I work with and we just leave it alone. We don't really care. But because the two public bathrooms were attached to that building, we had to get rid of the hornet's nest. I'd literally just get up there with the like 10-foot ladder and a spray can and just like zap the nest. And as soon as you do that, like you gotta get off the ladder as quickly as possible. And they chase you down, so you just run into the field and roll around in the grass.
What the fuck's like, wrong with you?
That's how you get rid of bees, man. That's how you get rid of hornets. Like, I'm not getting suited up for that. Like, I don't have like a beekeeper's suit. What else am I supposed to do? It's the quickest way too. I don't have all day to deal with it. You just take the can and you get the ones that like shoot like a 5-foot long spray that like foams up, and you know, it's just, I mean, they're gonna be pissed at you. You're trying to take their home away. It's like, I get it. So that's how I justified it. It's like, what happens is, what would I do if someone did that to my house? I'd be trying to like throw a Molotov cocktail at my house. Like, I'm gonna chase after you.
Get back here, you bitch! I'm gonna sting you. I'm gonna sting the shit out of you.
Yeah. So like, I get it. The countless times I've been stung doing that. Plus my incident in the cemetery. And I'll still take that. I've told you about this 100 times. I got stung by like 40 wasps. I was mowing the cemetery with like a 48-inch deck walk behind, and I was going around one of them, and one of the headstones had like a bush in front of it, and I hit the bush with the corner of my mower, and there was a nest in there, and they all swarmed, and came after me all at once, like the entire hive. And so I had to like, I was getting like actively stung, but it was one of those like self-drive ones where you have like the, basically you just have like 2 hand brakes on either side, or like a handbrake on either side. And if you don't have those squeezed in, then the drive is activated, and you have to like pull them up and push down this other button to lock the brake, essentially. So I had to sit there and like try to squeeze the brakes because I didn't want the mower to go off and knock over headstones. So I had to like sit there, squeeze the brakes and push the freaking levers in to get the parking brake. And I just like ran off, being chased down, but they were like the white and black hornets. And then my legs, I like got back over to the little place, like our little shop in the cemetery, like turned on the hose. I was like hosing down my legs, but I collapsed. And my legs were literally just like convulsing. And it's like so swollen. But yeah, got stung like, I think it was in the 40s. Like all at once.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I almost, my buddy was the paramedic for the town, the DPW guy, and so he's just like, I'm gonna bring you over to the hospital, bro. Like, we gotta get you checked out. I was like, no, just give me like 15 minutes, and like give me some ibuprofen. And he's like, you don't look good. So I just took an early lunch and then went back out in the afternoon, finished it up. After going to the hardware store and getting enough Hornet spray to probably coat the whole town.
Is he actually going to do that? Oh, that's sick! Just ran over a person, but...
And I'd rather have that happen to me like once a year. If like the carpenter bees came after me or something like that, than deal with silverfish. Wait, am I using the wrong... What the hell? Shit. Am I doing something wrong? Is this not the rice harvester?
Pretty sure it's what you had.
It's not harvested. Shoot. Ah, man. I screwed that up.
Oh, that's because that's long grain rice. Long grain rice is regular harvester, right?
I have no idea. I just saw rice. All right.
I think long grain regular harvester. Just rice is that harvester.
My bad. Oh no. Oh no. Gee, that was close. Was that AI?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, don't look out.
Oh, they just nailed the bridge.
Yeah, that's not surprising. Almost nailed me.
This is pretty awesome, though. I just have it driving the combine on behind it with the header.
That's pretty cool. I think your AI worker is blocked by an object.
Yeah, freaking car. I don't think I told you the best part about when we came back from vacation. There was a note on our door. Okay, keep in mind we came back Thursday night, and obviously it wasn't here Friday or Monday. Of course, she wasn't here Saturday and Sunday. She never is. But so get home, note in the door. They did an inspection while we were gone, and we didn't pass the inspection. And the reasons were because the upstairs bathroom, the exhaust fan had to be dusted, for one. All the floors had to be swept and mopped. we had a over-the-door hook on one of the closets in the bedroom. That had to be removed to prevent damage. And then, the desk in the corner had to be moved because it was blocking the air. What's the thing? Air purifier.
Like yeah.
No, it's a purifier. It's in-wall air purifier.
Okay. Yep.
So it was blocking. So when we got home, like the only desk downstairs is my desk. The air purifier is in like this cubby hole on the other side of the living room, where I have only thing that's back there is like it's the shelf that has like glass doors that come down over it, and we use it as a bookcase and the top parts for my action figures. Like that's the only thing that's back there, and we had 2 totes back there that we hadn't gone through yet, and we just sat it out of the way. And I was like, why do I have to move my desk if the air purifier is way over there? Not to mention, I wiped because it took a little Swiffer thing to the exhaust fan like a week before we left, and then I swept and mopped all the floors the day before we left. The only thing I can think of, it was raining the day we left, so we were loading up the car, like because there's so much sand and dirt from them doing construction outside, that I was bringing in dirt and sand with me. It's the only thing I can think of. So I swept, my wife wiped off. There was just a little, like just the tiniest bit of dust, like not even enough to like, I don't know how to put it, like to coat your finger over the whole thing. So my wife wiped that clean, and all it did was move the 2 totes, and I took the hook off. The hook was like I guess it was too big for that door, so like you had to lift up on the hook to get the door to shut. They were too dumb to understand that, so I just took it off. And they came in for the inspection, and they're like, "Oh, you're good." I was like, "So what? Why do I have to move my desk? Like you said there was a desk in the corner that had to be moved." So I'm not understanding why when the purification. Oh no, you moved it. Okay. What do you say? So to her, two of those black totes with the red lids on them. That's a desk now, and that was blocking the air purifier where it wasn't even tall enough to reach the air purifier. Like, okay, whatever. I'm just glad we weren't the only ones, because both our neighbors got re-inspected as well, so evidently they had shit that wasn't done either. But then so the maintenance man came by with a leaf blower, and he blew away all the sand and everything that was on the sidewalks. They haven't done anything to help the grass regrow out here on the other opposite side. They did, they got it all landscaped out. They got mulching up on the side with bushes and everything. Their grass is grown in fully. Ours, they have done nothing to. So, every time it rains, the gutters just create, the apartment next door to us, they got ruts in their front lawn from the water digging through it to go down the hill. So, they put a note on the door, and that definitely, she took some shots of more than a few people out here. Luckily, we weren't one of them. It's I allow decorations as long as they don't do damage, but you're not allowed to have anything that covers the door. Wreaths are the exception. You're allowed to hang wreaths. No inflatables. And this woman, I call her Crazy Eyes, lives across the way. She's been putting up inflatables out front since Halloween. So you're talking a good 6 months. She's had a inflatable for every holiday the last 6 months. And it's just like, hey, you're no longer allowed to do that. So she spent all these money on these inflatables, and she can't use them anymore. Then, like, our neighbors, it's like, you're not allowed to have bikes out front anymore. No chairs out front anymore. You have a back patio for a reason. I was like... Oh, and absolutely no, it was the Capitals, absolutely no barbecuing of any kind. And it's going to piss whoever got that brand new Blackstone off, because they just bought a brand new Blackstone flat top that they're not allowed to use. Oh, he just like straight muted up, so he didn't hear any of that. Well, damn. Well, chat, you just got informed. PJ's won't. I won't hear his feedback. I'll have to go back and watch the stream. So Cody, when you get in your house, sir? You keep mentioning it, so I guess it's coming soon. Excuse me. Should close June 16th. Dang. Well, remind me, because I won't remember. So you'll have to remind me so I can tell you congratulations then. I feel like saying beforehand, it's kind of like a jinx, isn't it? I'm hoping and praying that I have enough room in that truck. Because it's 72. I should have enough room to put all that in there. The yard needs some love. Don't we all, though? All you need is love. I mean, that big field was only 57% of this tank, and this is like half the size of that, so we should, in theory... What's this? That's not ready to harvest yet. 72 is the only thing else ready to harvest besides what PJ's is doing. Backyard swamp. That was the my grandmother had 5 acres of land, and she had 5 kids. So between my father, my aunts, and my uncles, it was all supposed to be divided up. Each kid got an acre, and then pretty much what happened was one aunt stepped in. And okay, so the one. What okay. So he's technically my nephew, but it's so it's from my one of my dad's brothers. He had a daughter who ended up having a son, but one of my dad's sisters thinks the world of him, so she ended up giving all 5 acres to him. The sister did. And like my dad was like, I'm not even mad about it, because pretty much most of that 5 acres is nothing but swamp and woods. So he's like, it's not really usable land. Now the one uncle, he's gone. My other uncle, he's got his own land. He got his own nice little setup out there in Maryland. So really, the only two would be my dad and his 2 sisters that would like have any use for it. And my dad was like, I don't want it. He's like, there's nothing but swamp and woods. There's no really anything you can do with it. Yeah, so I'd still be pissed though. I better get over here further, or she's gonna say I'm blocking her. PJ's fam there. Dude, I'm gonna be using this a whole lot more. What's up, Goku? Long time no see, fella. How you been? Verizon router box Wi-Fi 6E. I have no clue what that is. Is that Fios, or is that broadband? Very back should partly help. I don't know. It's pretty trashed. They said you'd have to cut down all those trees in order to do anything with it. Internet. Yeah, I know it's internet, but is it what? Is it Verizon Fios, the fiber optic, or is it broadband? Like, do you?
I'm wicked sorry. That was super rude. My wife just came down, was asking me a bunch of questions while you're in the middle of the story. So
yeah, I was like, at the end of it, I saw the
yeah, like, okay, nothing.
No, I was like, I looked over after I finished, because it went on like 3 different stories, and I looked over, I was like, oh, he's muted up, so he didn't hear any of that. All right.
All right, so I got to the point. So you were talking about, they came in and they were talking about how the hooks that you put over the doors could cause damage to the doors and the trim, and then the desk, how it was over the purifier, and that was no go. That's where I left you.
Oh, Okay, so basically, the desk that she claimed was blocking the air purifier, which we thought was my desk, which is on the opposite side of the living room from the air purifier, ended up being just two of those heavy-duty totes, the black ones with the
black
red
and yellow.
Yeah, it
You
even
get red.
yeah. Well, that Walmart had red, so that's what we got.
Yeah, those things are hands down the greatest invention of all time.
Yeah, so the two of them were not even tall enough to reach the air purifier, and all I did was move them. And when she came in, I was like, "What desk were you talking about that had to be moved?" Because like I'm not understanding which one. She said, "Oh no, you already moved it." So the desk that she wrote in the letter was actually just two totes.
With the totes, yeah.
Yep. So.
Jeez.
Yeah. Scared the shit out of me today. She put a note on the door for the exterminator's going to be here on Monday, and I was like rinsing the dishes off to put in the dishwasher, and as I'm standing had the blinds open in the kitchen window, and she just walked in front of the kitchen window. Like, she doesn't use the sidewalk, she just walks across the front of the, and just scared the absolute living shit out of me. It's like, what the oh, it's the office lady. I was like, oh shit, that must mean she put another note on her door. But then I was talking about how she put another note on after the inspections. Like, it wasn't just us, it was both our neighbors on either side of us that had to get re-inspected as well, so that made me feel a little bit better. But that day afterwards, she put out another note on the door that's like taking shots at certain people, and I was like, oh, like, so there's one woman that lives across the way. I call her Crazy Eyes because like her eyes don't look in the same direction, and so I call her Crazy Eyes. It's
the only natural thing to call someone.
Yeah, so she has bought a inflatable for every single holiday since like Halloween that I know of, and had it out in the front yard, and she was like, no inflatables. I was like, that sucks. She spent 6 months buying inflatables that she can't use anymore. And then there was like no it was all capital, no barbecuing of any kind, and someone had just bought a brand new Blackstone because I saw the box in the dumpster. I was like, oh shit, are we allowed to have Blackstones now? Like, just nothing with like open flame? Is that how it goes? And all capitals, no barbecuing of any kind. It's like, that's gonna piss that person off.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, there's no bikes allowed out front. They all have to be in the back on the back patio, or like placed neatly. I think it's what it said. So that took a shot of our neighbor who's always got like the bike and scooters just laying in the front yard.
I don't know. Around here, it's depending on which town you live in, it's illegal to have grill or like outdoor cooking device on, like, if you're in a like complex that has more than 6 units. So like the little, like the porch area that you're talking about, like, you're not allowed to have one of those because there's been like countless the grill fires that have happened that have started there and they spread to the other units, and it's not really fair to like the other units that have to deal with that. If someone's stuck to grilling.
Well, see, what we were always told when we moved in was, it was a different office lady at the time. She's like, technically you're not supposed to have grills. She said, but if you have any, so we had like a little Coleman like grill, you hook the little green tanks to. That's what we used to use. And she's like, as long as it's small, we don't. She said, I don't really care. But this new woman is like, none of any kind.
My friend to this day, like, he has a house, he has a like big back deck and stuff, and like, you know, decent backyard. It's okay.
Oh, the house. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's sure. 100%.
And he has the Coleman camping grill, which has like the George Foreman plates on it, but it's technically an open flame on the bottom and has that small camping propane tank on the side, but it's the smallest one you can get. That it's like a standalone that has like the stands that reach the ground, so it's not like a tabletop one.
My dad's got a Coleman one.
And that's what he uses to grill, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, my dad's got one that's it's Coleman, but it's a skill. It's basically a flat top. And it's actually, you could use it either. So it has legs that you can slide out to make it stand up, or you can just sit it on top of the table.
So that's I know the Coleman ones. So the Coleman ones are like stainless steel top, which I think in hindsight, I think I prefer the stainless steel over the cast iron. There's something about cast iron I just don't like when it comes to like the cleaning process. Like stainless steel I like because you can just like scrub that shit down and like it's clean. You can tell it's clean. With cast iron, they're just like, just like wipe it down and add some oil on
Wipe it down.
And it's good. And it's like, I get that. Like wipe it down, get all the crap out of it, and then like oil it. And like rub the oil in and stuff. Like, I understand why, but it's not. It can't be like good for you, right? Like it can't. Because like some of the questionable
it's all about
shit
that flavor.
Yeah, it's not even like a flavor thing though. So like a great example is over the winter, mice got underneath the cover of my Blackstone and set up shop on the surface of the Blackstone. Right? So when I uncovered it a few weeks ago, I was like, what the actual F happened here? And you can see like footprints of mice on the surface of the Blackstone, and like pieces of poo and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, I can't like deep clean this. Like all the instructions say are just like, like wipe it down and put some oil on it. That's fine. And it's like, well, in this situation is a little bit different. So I just like did
My guy, help
the
her,
best
Jay?
thing I could do. Is just like I heated the shit, cranked everything up on as high as it would go, so it got up to like 600 or 700 degrees, and threw some oil on that, and spread that around, and then like scraped it off, and then threw some water on there, and let that evaporate, and that was about it. I just don't feel right about that. Yeah. I feel like you need to, like, scrub that shit. But I will say, if you can get a good deal on it, the camping grill, I think it's a 22-inch camping grill that's specifically made for Walmart. And it's like the travel series, the camping series. You can get it for like on sale for like $120. It's hands down the best thing you could ever get. because that's when you can put it up on the legs, or you can just plop it down on the surface.
Well, we can't have anything here, so only thing I have the indoor, the Ninja indoor grill.
Oh, the electric.
Yeah, I mean that's the best I can get. So it does what I need it to. So
I don't know. When I left Philips, they just came out with their version. I think it was like one of the first ones of that. And it was just called the electric grill. Yeah. And at the time, mind you, this was probably like 2014. I was like, yeah, I get that they're big into the electronic space right now, and like the technology that they're coming out with is pretty cool, but I was like, this is just dumb. This is never going to take off. Who the F would want this? Shame on me now. Just, that's the way to go.
is as good as like gas or even charcoal. No, but it's better than just pan frying shit.
Well, if you have a cast iron pan. I never knew anything about like taking like chicken tenders or chicken titties, and like putting them in a regular like pan and cooking them that way. I never heard of that until I met my wife. Well, the first time I was like, how are you gonna do that? Like, we don't have a grill yet. She's like, oh, I'm gonna just like put it in the pan. I was like, what? Yeah, the same thing with putting it in the oven. Like growing up, everything was just, we had like any kind of chicken, it was always on the grill.
Pretty much. Although I will say we make barbecue chicken legs in the air fryer. They're pretty freaking amazing. But if I'm gonna have like chicken breast, no, that's going on the grill.
Honestly, I really don't understand air fryers.
Those are amazing.
Right, but I don't understand them, okay? And maybe I can't even come up with a reason as to why I don't understand it, but like essentially, isn't it just like baking it in a convection oven?
Kinda, sorta.
But it's not like, they call it air fry, but it's not, it doesn't fry stuff, it's just convection oven. So I feel like the term in itself is misleading, because like yes, I have an air fryer technically, but it's also a like one of those tabletop like toaster units that has like, it's not your typical air fryer that has like the cup in it where you put the stuff in the cup and then you put it in the little egg shaped thing and the air fries it. Like mine looks like a toaster oven, but it air fries. So that's where I was convinced. I'm just like, it's the same thing as baking it, except it's convection. And the reason why it became so popular is because everyone said it was so much healthier. And it's like, well, in comparison to deep frying, yes. However, if you took the exact same shit and put it in an oven, it would do the same thing.
Okay, so
that's the conclusion that I came to. Is like, yes, it's healthier than deep fried French fries or something like that. But it's the equivalent of like throwing that shit on a baking sheet, putting it in the oven on convection, and that's it.
Okay, so the key difference and Google AI is what Google AI says. Air fryers and convection ovens both utilize circulating hot air to cook food, but air fryers are smaller and generally faster, while convection ovens offer larger capacity and more versatility for various dishes. Both appliances can create crispy food by utilizing heated air, but air fryers tend to produce a more intense crisp. So it gives you a little bit more of that fried feeling, I guess.
No, it doesn't. And the other reason why is because it's a smaller footprint, so you can't put in as much stuff as you can in an oven. So the more things you put in an oven, the longer it's going to take to cook. So if you put in a small amount of stuff, obviously it's going to be quicker. If you have ever eaten, which, like, who hasn't, a, like, frozen French fries, right? They give you instructions on if you're cooking the whole bag versus a half bag. And there's that difference. It's capacity. So, that's what happened to me, except my header left it.
Yeah, this header is a trailer built into the header, so if it rolls, it stays on because it's part of the trailer.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why I went to New Holland.
Well, I didn't know that aspect of it. You could share that information. Damn. Oh, by the way, sorry, I've been meaning to ask you. Side note, the tractor that I'm in and the trailer that's attached to it, will this accept the long rice?
Hell if I know.
Okay. We'll see what happens. I just want to take it all. I'm just going to take it all the way down there. All right. But yeah, anyways, what pisses me off about the air fried community is that they think it's a healthier alternative, and it's really not. If you bought an oven in the past 10 years, it has an option for convection on it. Unless you bought like the cheapest one. So essentially it has an air fryer built in. Although the ones now that are the most recent, they have convection as an option, and then they also have air fry. No, this trailer does not accept that. Great. Well, I could use a pickup in field 2.
Dump this corn and I'll run this trailer. I don't know if this will do it or not. We'll find out.
Yep.
How is FS22? It was all right.
Gosh, why can't I do this? Oh, because this trailer has turning wheels. Okay.
I guess JT just joined Discord and fell asleep. He's been in here since before I joined. He's been muted up the whole time.
Yeah, I assumed he was on the call. I was just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, in reality.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours past his bedtime.
Which, I know I said before, like, we started going to bed earlier, and oh man, just the difference that makes. And I hate that because it's like the next chapter in becoming a freaking boomer that's up at like naturally at like 5 in the morning. My mom was telling me when we were at Easter, she's like, oh yeah, like apparently my dad gets up at like 4 in the morning.
Hell no.
Yeah, just like naturally, like gets up, does some things, like lets the dogs out and stuff, and then we'll like go back to sleep for a little bit. And then it's like a half an hour. And then gets back up and then goes, like drives the dogs over to a place to like take them for a walk. And then comes back at like 6:45, 7. So he's like up at like 4 in the morning.
Finally got FS19,
which makes me
free
feel
a couple years
terrible
ago.
because like he's coming over
I found
tomorrow.
an action
And like
he's still
2 weeks
alive.
ago or 2 weeks ago, he came over and like helped me with the
Huh.
floors.
I think it was
Like
free
he was gassed
on like Epic or
by
something.
like 3 o'clock.
I think 22 was
I
for a
bought
while.
him lunch at 12. Got there at 12:30,
God, this trailer never
and he's like,
ends.
I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm like, all right, well, you have lunch here, so you should probably eat it. Like, get some nutrition in you. Our job is to just supply him with caffeine. So we just have our K-cup and we just like constantly give him coffee. And he's like, the reason I don't eat lunch and I'd just rather get this done is because if I sit down and eat lunch, like, I'm just gonna get tired.
Yeah, that's where my dad's at. It's like
And I'm like, no shit, dude, because you're up at like 4 in the morning and you're here until like he's up at 4 in the morning. He shows up here like around 9. And he comes with coffee in hand. And then I make him a coffee at like 11. And then I get him lunch. And then he doesn't eat his lunch until like 2, maybe.
well, he's on brand schedule. That's dinner time. So
And then we make him, and then I make him a coffee. Like we have to-go cups, so I just make him coffee to go. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit, you're tired at like 2 o'clock. Dude, you're up at like 4 o'clock. And while I say like going to bed early is like the first step in becoming an old person, I'll say that like until the past month when we decided to like start going to bed earlier, we'd be staying up until probably like 11:30 or midnight, and I would wake up on my days in the office. I was waking up at 5:15. So go to bed at midnight, probably fall asleep around like 12:30, quarter to 1, and then wake up at 5.
Yeah, I got in the habit. I go to bed when my wife goes to bed. I can't on Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, but any other night,
Right.
like when she goes to bed, I go to bed, and like it kills me when when she goes, because her Thursdays and Fridays are always 5 to 1, so she goes to bed early, and then so I stay up, and like last night, like I'm dog tired right now.
If she's do a 5 to 1, what time does she go to bed?
Let's see. Last night she went to bed around like 7 o'clock. Cause she gets up at like 3:30, 3:45, and then she's always clocking in early. So she has to work at 5. She's there at like 4:40, ready to clock in. No, apparently this doesn't do it either.
You might have to try realigning it. I have to spell point out. I don't know how to change that. Yeah, no, nothing. Cool.
It says it does both race. Oh, is your combine on? There you go.
Oh, my bad. I was just trying to save gas.
I'm keeping the kids from going to school. Or getting home. Either way. My wife came home. She's like, I don't know if I should be offended or not. I said, what happened now? She's like, one of the people I work with, she's from Lancaster County. So she's like, oh, you go on vacation? And she's like, yeah, we went up to Lancaster for a couple days. And the person's response was, I guess that's a vacation. I was like, he said, you gotta look at it from our point of view. That's like someone telling us they went to Rehoboth for vacation. I said, we'd react the same way. I guess that's a vacation. Like, it's nothing special to us, but there's other people that haven't been to beaches before that think it's the greatest thing ever. Is it so?
Wait, how long was the drive for you?
Home was about 3 hours, I think.
So she's talking to someone that is from that county that works.
No, she's from she lives down here now.
Oh, all right. I was like, damn.
That's
She's
a hell of a ride. Yeah.
Yeah, be driving that.
Ain't no damn way.
I mean, I used to do an hour and a half commute each way.
Yeah, she was talking about taking a position at Easton, Maryland, which is like it's a little over an hour ride, but it's all farmland. So it's just field after. There's no lights. It's just a desolate road between here and there.
I would do that.
And I was like, do you really want to do that every day?
Yeah, my first job was an hour, and I lived at my parents' house, and I worked up in New Hampshire. And everyone in New Hampshire is like commuting down to Boston, so I had a reverse commute. And it was like 50% back roads, 50% highway. No, it was an hour and 20 minutes each way. But I didn't have to deal with anything. Yeah, I had no problem doing that.
Yeah, but here you have deer, I
have that here, man.
Not on the highway.
Oh, yeah.
Not as bad as back roads.
I just said my drive was 50% highway, 50% back roads to get to the highway. So all kinds of wildlife. I mean, like deer, turkey, possum, moose, coyotes, foxes.
Fucking
I'll give you. I'll one up. Oh, my friend. He got his dad owned like a construction company, so he would just get his dad's old work truck as his first car, but it was like a F-350.
Tampa Bay.
It was a beast. Nice truck, very nice truck. I think he got his license in like 2005. I think it was like a 2003. And he hit a moose on one of the back roads in town, and it totaled his truck. Like, I've been in the car hitting a moose, and it's like hitting a brick wall. Because, like, if you've hit a deer, which I never hit a deer hit me.
My brother had the same issue. Fucking deer just jumped out into the side of his car.
Yeah, I wish I had like the forensic evidence to prove it, because it was just like there was literally like a saliva smear from his tongue that like hit, because it was only his head that hit the driver's side, and my driver's side door was completely dented. So like he had started to jump after I was going by, so he jumped into my car. And just slapped his head on the windshield, but crushed my driver's side door. But hitting the moose, man, oh. I mean, you go from like 30 to 0. And the thing didn't even like we knocked its legs, kind of. And it rolled onto the hood. And just from it rolling on the hood, the entire hood just like crumpled down and destroyed the suspension. One of my friends hit a deer, and he was in a Subaru Forester. And that's much lower to the ground, and he hit that, clipped it at the knees, and the thing rolled back and crushed his windshield because it just fell on top of him. But I'll one up you. My back roads commute also involved avoiding peacocks.
That's an interesting one. My buddy,
on my way out.
his grandfather gave him his sports bike, and he, in high school, he was fucking around, and he found out he was doing 90 on back road out of town, smacked into a deer. All he got was some road rash and a couple scratches on the bike, and he was scared to death to tell his grandfather. I was like, dude, you just be fucking lucky you're alive.
But
you were
you walked away
doing
from
90
that.
and smacked into a fucking deer.
Yeah, walked away.
And you walked away with some road rash. Like,
Yeah.
suck it up, Buttercup. You're lucky to be alive.
Yeah, no kidding. Like I really want to get a motorcycle at some point. And like I don't care how stupid I look. Like I'm gonna be covered in the most protective shit possible.
You're gonna be like that guy that my parents saw the other day.
I'll never have a sports bike. I'll never have a sports bike ever.
They saw him coming
But
out of the
I wanna
store. He had a leather Harley Davidson jacket on. He had a Harley helmet. He had the gloves. He had the chaps and everything. They watched him walk out of the store, so they're like, "Oh, I wonder what he's gonna get on. Get on a fucking Vespa." And she's like, "Well,
I've seen that.
at least he's riding."
Is it though?
Yeah,
Like I used to ride that to work.
you rode a Vespa to work?
I mean, not a Vespa by brand. The same thing. It was a 49cc scooter. My commute was, I had like a 1.2 mile commute to work. And it was just one back road from my house over to the DPW. So, yeah, my parents had it and it was sitting in the storage. So I was like, oh, might as well just use this. So, like during the nice months, I would just take the scooter and drive it to work. I mean, the thing would do like 35. But I also had like, I had a full-on like NASCAR helmet on. So that's my issue. Is like, I'm not gonna ride like a street bike. I want to have a Yamaha Bolt. I think it's an R spec. Yeah, come on. Bolt R spec. Yeah. Alright, so this is what I want for a motorcycle. It's cheap. But it's a one-seater. But rest assured, like I'm gonna be wearing like a Formula One helmet and covered head to toe. I'm not gonna be the guy that's riding there in that freaking t-shirt and jeans. Because as you know, in the Northeast, like it's so dangerous to drive around here.
We're too fucking close to New Jersey.
Yeah, especially me driving on 495. Like I get all the interstate people. So I was driving back on Thursday, and I left the office later than I wanted to. So like Thursday afternoon traffic sucks. And it was just like Jersey and Connecticut just hogging the left lane.
You know what annoys me more than people riding in the left lane is when people like they ride beside you, like they match your speed. And that pissed me off most about being up there is.
No, I saw a TikTok the other day.
They were just like, I would need to get off on the exit, but they just ride right alongside me to where I couldn't get over.
Yep.
Pissed me right off.
So I read like TikTok comments and like one of the biggest pet peeves is also like if you have a good on ramp, like you have to be up to speed when you get onto the highway to merge in. And it's like they give you a big on ramp for a reason. And I constantly deal with that problem. I have people that are like on the on ramp doing 35, and it's like, well, speed limit 65, so you have like an extra 20 miles an hour to go.
Yeah, no. As soon as
And all they do is cause traffic.
as soon as I get around that bend, I'm gunning it.
Yep. I actually throw it into like accessory mode, which like lowers the or raises the threshold for the automatic shift. Because normally it wants to shift at like 25 RPMs, 2500 RPMs, and this bumps it up to like 38. So you can get up to speed quicker. It's like, why are you merging onto this major highway, this trucking highway, doing 35? And the left lane campers.
That's one thing I do enjoy about the Delaware State Police is they'll get right up behind people and are just hanging out in the left lane, ride their ass all the way until they'll get over. I've watched it too many times.
Funny you mention that. I had someone doing that to me in an unmarked vehicle. And I pumped the brakes, and they threw on their lights and pulled me over. I already told you about this in the Mustang.
No?
Yeah. This was back in my rebellious days.
Oh,
where I
it was
knew
a
the
while
law.
ago. I probably forgot.
No. Yeah, like
I
I
thought
knew
you
the
meant
law.
recently. I was like, what?
No, I don't get pulled over anymore. Like I said,
That
back in my
white
rebellious
privilege.
days, and I knew the law. No, I actually knew. Like, I did my research on Massachusetts law, and I know that they can't speed if they don't have their lights on, unless they're responding to something that's like an unforeseen event, right? And so I had this cop tailgating me. Well, I thought it was just a Mustang. Tailgating me on 93 right before my exit, so I just like tapped the brakes lightly to just like get them off my ass, and he lit me up and pulled me over. And he's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Well, you're doing 64 in a 55." And I was like, "Cool, but you were tailgating." So he came back, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm not going to pull you over. I'm not going to write you a ticket for speeding. I'm going to write you a ticket for a seatbelt violation." And I was like, "On what grounds?" And he's like, "Well, I can't write you a ticket for speeding." And I was like, "Right, because you were tailgating me." So he handed me the citation. I refused it. And he gave me a court date. And I told him that he shouldn't show up for it. And he didn't.
Jeez.
You know who did show up for it?
Proctor.
I wish. No, I did. What I was going to say is just like he has no proof that I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And then the other time, I had someone that was tailgating me. And I moved out of the way to let them pass, and they started tailgating the other person. So then I moved into the lane behind him and started tailgating him. And then he dropped into the right lane and pulled me over. And he's like, "Do you know how fast you're going?" And I was like, "Same speed as you." And he's like, "You can't drive like that." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't see your lights on. I didn't know that you were on your way to an emergency call." And he's like, "Oh, that's the way I want to play it?" I was like, "Yep."
Okay, you have a nice day then.
He went back to his car. Yeah, and he handed me back my stuff, and he's just like, "Don't be a dick." That took off.
Joke's on
like
you, that's
so
my whole
long.
personality.
Right. So that's like my biggest point is just like educate yourself on not just like general law, but like law specific to your state. Because especially as you all may or may not know with the whole Karen Reed stuff going on, like there's a good reason that local people are upset. And it's because they'll use shit like that. And like one of the examples is what I just gave is like I got written a seatbelt violation. Even though I did nothing wrong. I wasn't speeding. I wasn't doing anything different than what that guy was doing. And he wrote me a citation and I didn't think it was right. And that goes to all you left lane campers. A lot of states have a move over law, meaning that if you're not passing, you can't be in a passing lane.
Yeah, they actually did that. Here, like they started enforcing that because there's so many people just riding in the left lane that they technically can pull you over because it's a passing lane. Like
I know, and I love how that in Massachusetts is twofold because, like, they're trying to prove a point by, like, getting up to you and riding you close and stuff. And then if you don't move over, they'll flash their lights. And then you'll pull over, and usually they'll just pass right on by you. Sometimes they'll actually like stick with that car and pull them over and educate them. But at least in Massachusetts, you can drive as fast as the police are driving on the highway, so long as they don't have their emergency lights on. So if they're bullying you in the left lane by doing like 95 and you're doing 85, and you're already exceeding the speed limit by 20 miles an hour, just pull over, let them go, get right behind them, and drive the same speed. They don't like that, and they'll pull you over for that. And all you have to say is, I was going the same speed as you.
I told my
The
wife
funniest thing,
when we were up there, we were on the highway, three lanes of traffic. We're all like, there was at least, I'd say 50, 60 cars just lined up 3 deep behind a state trooper. I was like, you know what? If I was a state trooper, that's what I'd do all day. I'd just be a dick and go out on the highway and drive under the speed limit, just to have all the cars pile up behind me, just to see which one was brave enough to pass me. That's how I'd spend my day. And it was like the Larry Cable guy. As soon as he took the off ramp, it was just like green flag, go, go, go. We went from doing like 45 and a 55 to fly out. I was doing 80 at one point.
I think I'd prefer that over what they do here is they set up like saturated patrols. So you have like authorized vehicle only crossovers between like northbound and southbound lanes. And they'll just pick random times to just have a trooper at every one of those. Like, all it does is cause traffic. To which I understand. Like, in my stretch of 495, like, we have at least once a week, there's someone that dies on that stretch. It's like, it is dangerous. But, like, causing traffic, yeah, I don't really think that's the solution. Maybe, like, start pulling people over that are doing more than 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. That's a good place to start. But when the troopers are doing 95 and everyone else is cruising at 85 down that stretch, there's really not a whole lot they can do. But, like, don't cause traffic. If I were a trooper and I wanted to catch someone for speeding, let's say like around here, they're like three-lane highways, I would just cruise in the middle, wait for the dum-dum to just blow past you in the left lane, and pull that person over because they're not looking for cops.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else in the left lane's looking for cops.
God damn, them trucks look good. If I do say so myself. And we have one more that PJ's is currently using. So we'll just move this back here. So that way when I bring it back, I can wash her off too. Alright, what we got here? Sell this off. I don't think I need this. I'm not quite sure why I bought this. Oh, I got one for you, Mr. Businessman. Affirm is the newest company to announce that they're leaving Delaware, and I mean, there's been a huge string of them that are are leaving.
That's the one that lets you take regular purchases and split them with the finances.
Yeah.
Great financing. Yeah.
Yep. So they posted in a local group, and there's these idiots in there like, oh, good riddance, more of them gone. It's like, what part of this don't you understand? We have corporations here that prevent or makes it so we don't have to pay a sales tax.
The initial tax incentive.
Yeah. So all these people are good riddance, and this is like, you do realize the more that leave, the more likely we're gonna have to pay sales tax, higher property tax, all that.
Also, yeah, because also what they don't understand is like that company employed how many people? Well, when they go to business, chances are those people might leave the area. So now you have not only just like the losses from the taxes from the business, you have the loss for the economy from the employees, which is almost a bigger impact than the actual business leaving. So now you're gonna have like, vacant apartments. You're gonna have a less stimulated economy because you're gonna have less people going to the grocery store. Less people spending money. Because the firm was relatively big, so I'd imagine that at least if they had a headquarters in Delaware, that it employed maybe about like 3,000 people. If I had to guess, between 2,000 and 3,000 people. So it's like I wouldn't be worried about like the company side of things. I'd be more worried about the economic impact. Because guess what? Delaware's on the cusp of not being the headquarters for registered businesses anymore.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of companies that have like Boston, for example, like have previously like taxed the shit out of companies, but now they're dropping their tax rates to incentivize big businesses to come back, and it's been successful. Like a great example of that would be like Converse. Like they went and did their own thing for a while, but they came back.
Is that rust? Paint chips? Guess it is. Okay. Yeah, we need to go wash that header. Oh. What's up, Cyber Redneck? How you doing tonight, sir? You know what? Sleepy and buzzed. Oh, good lord. I'm sleepy, but I'm sober as a judge. I'm really pissed off that we gotta do all of our freaking painting again. That's probably from the new update, isn't it? Ugh. Oh, man. Where's JT? I don't know, to be honest with you. He's in Discord, but he's muted up, and he's been that way since I joined the Discord. So he's either out on a call, or he has also been sick the past couple of weeks with a cold that he can't get rid of. So he might still be sick and just like passed out. Or he could have just went to bed. He could have just 100% forgot that he was in Discord and went to bed. He's done that before, so. But he's in the Discord. He's just muted up, so I don't know what happened to him. Like I said, he has been sick, so like last week, I think it was last week, he left early because he took some medicine that made him a little bit sleepy. There you go. Dodge all pretty. The hell? Where the freak did you go, my guy? Stash that back there. I don't think I'm keeping this. This was fun for a couple of times. I guess I can park it in here. We have room.
I was getting like 2 frames per second.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. I don't think. what sucks? Woke up today and I just like wasn't feeling great. It's like congested, but it was only like half my face, and I just had the like aching, like upper neck sensation. And it just made my head feel fuzzy, and I was like, "Oh, I think I'm getting sick." But it's also around the time when the allergies are in like full force. And like, I also have some allergies, but I feel like they're early this year. No?
Dude, this been the pollen is back.
I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to poplar. Because that's like the biggest thing right now. And in the past week, I've just been like sneezing nonstop and stuffy. But today was the first day where I actually like felt it in the back of my head and had that post nasal drip that causes like the sore throat. And I was like, yeah, maybe this is something else. Like I haven't been sick in like 2 years. I feel like I'm due. Like the first week I was working with my new manager, like he was sick. And my coworker, he was traveling the other weekend. And like, stayed at home because she thought she was sick. And then this week she's back at the office, but she's like hacking up a storm. It sits right behind me. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it could be either. I think I'd rather be sick. Only because, like, I know what's coming. It's been far too long.
Yeah, but at least allergies, you know when it's like it's gonna be done soon until it hits again.
Yeah, but I never got tested for
For
anything.
some reason, like sicknesses going around just seem to like last forever now. Like that when I had the flu, that it wasn't going away.
Yeah, but like I haven't been sick in a couple of years, which is unusual. Like I usually get like a late August, early September cold. And then I usually get sick in like late February, early March. And neither of those things happened this year. And I was pretty on schedule for about like 4 or 5 years. So I'm just waiting. Just waiting for it.
My dishwasher's done. It plays a little tune like Mario. You just finished a Mario level.
Yep. I hate that. Is it an LG or Samsung?
A GE.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not springing for anything nice here. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Ours plays songs. I hate it. Mostly because it just does a shit job in the first place, and it just brags about it afterwards, and it's like, that sucked.
I don't think the one they took out of here played a little jingle. I think it just beeped when it was done. So when first time it did it, it threw me for a little bit. Like, what the hell is that? And even my wife, she was like, "What the hell is that?" It's like this dishwasher. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I think that's. Oh, we gotta do the grass.
Yeah, like it brags about it, and I think like my wife and I are actually kind of pissed about the washer and dryer because, like, frankly, they suck. Like, we get the nicer ones out there. Yeah, but we got rid of a 1967 gas dryer. It's like a 1987 Whirlpool washer.
Top line models right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I liked the 67. I thought it was neat. It had like the basic like the switches, the little buttons that you actually put in there to like do the dryer settings and stuff, and it had little like flip switches. And I was like, shit, this is cool, and I bet it works really well. And then we decided to get rid of it. We went to a Friendsgiving, and one of the guys at the Friendsgiving was just like, "Oh yeah, we just bought a house too, and it came with this dryer." And like they bought the house like 3 years ago, and he's like, "I've just been working on like trying to like refurbish it because like it's made well." And I was like, "Okay, he gets it."
When my dad, well, when my parents moved out of the house, my mother left the washer and dryer she just had to have behind. She didn't want them. So my dad took them and put them in where he's living now. And my stepmom used them the hell out of them until recently. The belt kept popping off. So, and she was just looking for a reason to get rid of them because she hates the front load. She wants the top load. So she's for the past
Yeah, we have the top load.
5 or 6 years she's had her daughter when she moved out of the place she was at they bought her a brand new washer and dryer for that house and she ended up moving out and it had only been used for like 5 years. So she's like, I don't need them anymore. And my stepmom was like, well, I'll take them. They've just been sitting out on the back porch for like 5 years now. Like, so they're like 10 years old. They only got used for the first 5 years. And then for the 5 years, they sat out on the back porch. So she had me and her son come over. We moved them in, got them all hooked up. Worked perfectly. Haven't been used in 5 years. Plug them in, working perfectly. It's like, why is she waiting for them to go? She's got the other set already. Why? Nope, she's gonna use them till they can't use it anymore. That way, she doesn't feel bad about getting rid of them. Those are the washer and dryers my mother had me forge my dad's signature to get. Back when I didn't know I was doing wrong. Are these things still producing? There, okay. I don't know why we parked these back, or this flatbed back. Did he rejoin or no? Okay. Did he finish his field? I think he did. Did he empty the combine before he left? He did, okay. I've been addicted to Sunset Motel the past 2 days.
The hell's Sunset Motel?
It's a motel simulator game.
Well,
So you get to like to decorate the rooms and everything. Have room service, all that. It's actually pretty fun. For a cheesy game, it's actually pretty fun. It's only like 17 bucks right now.
Better than Home Breno?
You mean House Flipper?
Yep.
No. It's not as intense as House Flipper. It's got a lot of the same mechanics, just a little bit dumbed down. But then you have to cook the food. You can throw pool parties. You can it has a gym where you can open it up and run the gym on. It's like gym simulator, hotel simulator, fast food simulator. There's where you gotta go find the treasures. All kinds of there's it's not just one thing. That's why I've just been laser focused on it. Single player though, that's the downfall.
Yeah.
Can I dump this in here? Evidently again. Had to get my Reddit streak for the day. My 104-day comment streak.
You should just throw it on the Karen Reed trial.
I saw. What day was it? Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was last night. My wife was going through YouTube. It popped up on there. I was like, oh shit, that started.
Yep.
So now I gotta play catch up.
Yeah,
Again.
I figured out a way. Been watching it. Been doing my best at work. So like before, I had like big cubicle walls, so I could just bring my iPad to work and watch movies, or like the trial on my iPad. Here, that does not fly. So I am putting on the trial, and I have a little stand for my phone, so I put it on that, and I put it down to the darkest setting. So if you're walking by, you wouldn't know that there's anything on my phone, but it's actually the trial.
There we go. Okay. Now, how's this production coming along here? We need wood beams. Do we have any wood beams in these? Hemp. 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 Ah, wood beams. Need 2,000. Okay, we need all these. Oh, do I need to I think I need to update auto load. That sucks. Guess we can load it by hand though. Alright, so we'll have to update the mod pack for next week. So Tony, if you're still listening, if there's anything you want to add it, you let me know. That's a lot of wood. That's what she said. Deliver these and see. I think this says, oh, this says 2,000, so this should be plenty. Well, it says 2,000 or 20,001. Only have 20,000. Had no truck, so that guy went over it, so I'm okay too, right? Right? Oh, it says 2,000. We had 20,000. So that's plenty. That's plenty. I didn't even realize there was this entrance here. Around here. Going around the school bus too. I'm on a roll, fella. My question though is, have we burned through the wood in this one down here yet, so we can get rid of the one in my driveway? I'm gonna go with probably not, but here's hoping. Phew. That's on my eyes. Still not burned through all that wood. Jeez. Has this one burned through it all yet? No. It's got 4 times as much as the other one does, though. Okay. What's this down here? Straw. Where are we dumping straw at? I don't know, so I'll leave that for Tony. Is there anything else for me to do? Double check real quick. That's not ready to harvest yet. Did I do 91? I did. Yeah, so look, it really looks like this is all we can do. Oh, man. Sorry, I was reading. No one's chatting, so I get distracted very easily. Hey. What the hell? Having the PJs effect right now. I don't know what that's causing that. That was really weird. I'm good. Anyone else watch Green Acres when they were a kid? Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. 5 miles. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside. No! New York is where I'd rather stay. I don't know much about. I don't know the lyrics of her side. I just remember his. Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. I used to love that show. Petticoat Junction and Mr. Ed. Those were my jams back in the day. Back when TV Land was actually really good classic content. Oh, and Beverly Hillbillies. That was another one. For the 5 new of you, welcome. No, I don't hope I say something and 2 of you leave. Oh, can I make it? I made it. I'm still here. I appreciate you, Goku. Is Dragon Ball still a thing? I would imagine you named yourself Goku Super Saiyan Blue 6 because you're a Dragon Ball fan. Is Dragon Ball still going? Or is it over? Because I remember I had friends that watched a hella Dragon Ball Z back in when I was in high school. I never got into it. It's still going? Jeez. Yeah, I had a couple friends that were like all about Dragon Ball Z. Like one even made these really cool like paper, I don't know if you consider them action figures. It was like paper figures that actually kind of had some movement to them of Dragon Ball Z characters. The only one knows Goku. That's the only one I know. I don't know any of the other ones. Oh, and Vegeta. I never watched any of it. My cousin was super into it too. I guess the only really anime thing that I really watched growing up was Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I love the hell out of Yu-Gi-Oh! I like Yu-Gi-Oh! More than I like Pokemon. But, now that I'm older, my kid got really into Demon Slayer. I watched it. It's a pretty good series. It's unfair though. My wife, both my kid and wife have read the mangas. I haven't, so they know everything's gonna happen. I don't. And then we go in these theaters and watch it, and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, I want to know what's going on when with Zenitsu. Like, why did he go from little berserk Zenitsu to now being like super serial? The Dragon Ball series is called Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Z sounded way better. Yeah, I got really hooked in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because especially in high school and middle school, I was like fascinated with anything Egyptian. I was fascinated with. I had all the books. Like I watched all the documentaries. I was super into Egyptian culture, I guess. I don't know what else you want to call it. And the fact that like the Millennium Puzzle was Egyptian. It was the pyramid, and like it was the game of the pharaohs. Like I got super into it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Time to duel. I will say after the initial like was it like the first 2 seasons, it got kind of Maybe it was 3 seasons. Have you seen the show called Shaman the Charter Fights? The Ghost Amazing Show? No, I have never heard of that. I'll check it out though. But this is gonna do it for me for tonight. It's close enough to midnight. I'm starting to hurt sitting here, so it's time to get moving around. So if you guys did like the stream, do me a huge favor, leave a like down below. It does help me out so very, very much. I do appreciate it so very, very much. If you guys do want to see future live streams, be sure to click that subscribe button. I should be here tomorrow night, as far as I know. You know, it's getting that time where things may pop up, like you go and hang out with dads for the night or whatever. I'll keep you guys informed though if that's the case. But for the as far as I know, I should be here. But anyway, if you guys let me know if I whenever do go live or upload a video, click that notification bell. As always, guys, thank you so very, very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.